Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our very first AV Reach Kids Sunday class online, Sunday worship online. So good to have all the families, all the boys and girls, and friends who are joining us. Thank you for being with us today. And what we're going to do in our time is sing a couple songs, have a Bible study, and also have a little surprise at the end. So we'll go ahead and get started with our first song, which is God is So Good. Because boys and girls, God is so good, no matter what's happening. I know these times can seem a little bit confusing or even scary, but remember that God is still with us and He's still so good. So let's sing God is So Good. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. He answers prayer. He answers prayer. He answers prayer. He's so good to me. God is so good. God is so good. God is so good. He's so good to me. Great job, everyone. Thank you for singing along with us. So we're going to go ahead and get started with our Bible study. And I'd like to show you the book we're going to be using, or our Bible. It is called the Complete Illustrated Children's Bible. And this is a Bible that I gifted my daughter just a few years back. And we love it. It has beautiful pictures that you'll get to see. And it is published by Harvest House Publishers. So let's give credit where credit is due. And we're going to start where we left off, boys and girls, what we were learning back at the building about a month or so ago. So our next story, as we will look, is called Feeding the 5,000. Here we go. So this is a story that you can find in 4 Gospels, or 4 places in the Bible where Jesus' disciples are sharing what they experienced. So moms and dads, you're going to find it in Matthew 14, Mark 6, Luke 9, and John 6. So let's go ahead and get started with our reading. All right, when Jesus heard about John, he tried to go somewhere quiet, but the people followed and he could not bring himself to send them away. When evening came, there was still a huge crowd. Jesus told his disciples to give them something to eat. But Master, the disciples said, there are thousands of people, and we only have 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. Jesus commanded them to tell the people to sit down. Then, taking the 5 loaves and the 2 fish and looking up to heaven, he gave thanks to his Father and broke the loaves into pieces. He gave them to the disciples, who took them to the people and then came back to Jesus for more bread and fish. He filled up their baskets again and again and again. To their astonishment, there was still bread and fish left in the baskets when they came to feed the very last people. More than 5,000 people had been fed that day with 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. That's amazing. That's incredible how Jesus was able to feed all those people with just a little. He only had, let's see if everyone can see that. He only had 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. But with just that little, he, in praying and calling out to God, was able to feed 5,000 people. Boys and girls, that's more than all the people in your neighborhood, and even more than that. So let's remember how powerful Jesus is. And to help us remember even further, I want to introduce to you our surprise. So right here you'll see a jar. And this is a jar that my son, he helped me decorate. It's going to be called our Moments to Share jar. And it looks very familiar, I'm sure, to some of you, because only maybe a couple months back at church we saw our kids make and bring home this really cute jar that it's filled with all sorts of activities on slips of paper that you and your family could draw whenever you want to and pick a tech-free activity. So if you haven't used it, go ahead and get started. If you don't have one, make one. It's a really great way to bond with our kids and our families and do something special together. But today, we're just going to focus on this jar. And it only has 3 slips of paper. The slips of paper say the words pray, which means to pray about what we learned in our Bible study. Another word is know, which means what did we know from the scripture, from the Bible study? And the last word is help, which means how can we help or serve using what we learned from our Bible study? So I'd like to invite my son Joseph to come and help me. Joseph, can you come here for a moment? He's coming right now, and he's going to help us with picking from the jar. Hi, Joseph. How are you? You want to say hi to everyone today?
Hi, guys.
Hi. Okay, can you pick from the jar and show the camera and show everybody what it says?
It says help.
Yay! There it is. Help. Thank you so much, Joseph, for your help today. See you next time. So, help. Help means how can you serve with what you learned? So I'm going to give some suggestions. Remember, boys and girls, we were learning about food. Fish and the bread is food. So maybe what we could do, families, is, for our little ones, they could perhaps prepare something from, a toy that they have that's toy food, or draw some pictures of food, and you guys can then share the story about feeding the 5,000 as they prepare that meal for you. Or perhaps for the older ones that are age 4 to 2nd grade, your little ones can help you make something for dinner. Whether it's, stirring something up, mixing, or placing some food on a plate, they can help you prepare the meal. Or, for our older kids that are 3rd grade and older, even our older brothers and sisters can come and help. They can not only make the meal, they can prepare and serve the meal. And you can then talk about what you learned from this passage and how with just a little you can make a lot and take care of so many needs. God can use us in a powerful way. So boys and girls, we're going to go ahead and end with a song about letting our light shine, because during this time, as you help, as you serve, you're letting your light shine. So let's go ahead and sing This Little Light of Mine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh yeah. When I'm at home, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm at home, I'm gonna let it shine. When I'm at home, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh yeah. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, oh yeah. Great job, everyone. Thank you so much for singing with us and reading the scriptures with us. And I pray that you will all really dig into the activity this week and encourage one another by serving, remembering how good, how powerful our God is. Have a wonderful day and look forward to seeing you next week. Take care.